Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's talk about more about the Great Awakening. Come on in. The waters of freedom are fine. And happy birthday to George Washington. It's February 22nd, 2023. George Washington's birthday, the founder of our country. A great patriot, an amazing general, a great president, and a goodly, godly man. A gentleman farmer. Just amazing. So come on in. Come on in. The water's great. The United States of America is great. We are having challenges. Yes, of course. We've had turbulent times before, but this is the most amazing time to be alive, to be aware, and to be part of the Great Awakening. More folks are realizing so much has become so very wrong over the past 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. Folks are really seeing the truth. And guys, gals, over the last few weeks, maybe a couple months, I've noticed a lot more people starting to ask questions like a lot of us were asking 3 years ago or so. So this is very good. Just don't give up. Don't turn on each other because you know the enemy loves the divide and conquer trick, one of the oldest tricks in the book. The lies are being revealed and swift justice is being served. This has actually been going on for a few years. It is not all going to be released at the same time, but it also is being like soft released. Like you can see certain vice presidents' neck rolling up with an obvious mask line. And you can see other ones that were always right-handed that all of a sudden are signing everything left-handed. You know, the ones that fall up the stairs a couple times. The ones that then you can see these leaders of powerful nations riding along on a bicycle, and they have these healthy 35, 40-year-old legs, and they go flying, and they're supposedly what, in their late 70s? Come on, this stuff is being disclosed, but it's called soft disclosure because you need to realize a lot of people hadn't stopped plugging into the television, so they still had the veil over their eyes. Places hidden away underground are being cleaned out, and the evil being done to us is ending. Yay, freedom! Don't tread on me. Don't do it. The rattlesnake warns you're getting too close, and you get warnings and warnings like we keep warning the cabal, knock it off. But they're so crazy, they're so left brain, reptile brain, they can't stop. And so they're not, you know. See, sometimes you have to remember that evil is so rotten and so warped that you can't relate to it. It's very hard to understand how wicked the evil really is. And yes, we're taking the words back, we're taking the symbols back, we're taking the language back. They cannot define what we say, think, do, or eat. And we will put good homegrown foods into our bodies, and we will know the farmers that we're buying our food from if we are not indeed the farmers ourselves. And you're not going to be able to toxify us anymore with the friggin' poisoned water and the poisoned food and the injected poisoned grains. So the evil being done to us is ending. The blood party drug supplies have just about stopped or are stopped. They actually are having to put prize horses under lock and key and have cameras and guards because they were starting, this was a couple of years ago now, they were starting to terrify these purebred, thoroughbred racehorses and take the blood from them. That's how this. So this is how much this has been going on, because they could make a weakened version of the child party drug that they prefer. Child trafficking rings are being stopped and thousands rescued. This has been going on for the last 3 or 4 years, but even the regular, what used to be the fake news is forced to, the local channels are reporting, and sometimes it's dozens at a time, sometimes it's hundreds at a time, and these rings are these interstate all across the nation, sometimes around the world or across the world. I'm not going to continue to correct myself to try not to tick people off, because you say it one way, you tick half the people off. You say it the other way, you tick the other half off. Okay, so we know it's called the Earth. We know that NASA lies. We know the Bible doesn't lie. We know that many different tribes actually agree with what the Bible says the construction of our Earth is, our planet. I don't know. I don't know. And people that say they know are talking out their asses. Sorry, but that's true. And you know what normally comes out of there kind of stinks. So, right? Why you say talking out your ass, right? Because it stinks. Come on, be real. We all jumped on bandwagons of saying, oh, these people have been, hung. These people have been put in prison. We don't know. We don't know. We hope. I mean, it kind of makes sense when you see the puppets being displayed and the foolishness of like falling down in Poland down the steps on the plane. I mean, falling up the steps 2 times, 3 times in a row, whatever that was. I mean, it's been hilarious. Come on. How many 80-year-olds can fall down steps and just walk away? Come on. It's because it's not an 80-year-old. So the child trafficking rings are being stopped and thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not millions rescued. We don't know. But people that are connected with some of the military operations have been saying it's closer to millions. So, yay, but even one is great. Think about 1 million children being set free and their parents. Some that were raised in darkness. It's sick. What is happening now will be spoken about for centuries. And I'm trying to document all this for family and for friends and for future generations. And I have been for 2.5, 3 years. And brothers and sisters, We are just getting started. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. We're just getting started. I can't wait for when the more disclosure comes out and we really switch on, the financial systems really get revealed and implemented so that we're actually doing that. Then we will be able to go visit each other and gather and have these truth-seeking, light warrior, patriotic parties. And I'm not a party fan, but I can't wait to have this get together with all these wonderful people. The goodness and the glorious truth is expanding rapidly as the veil, the scales, the lies of generations are falling away. Fear and confusion will lessen as the truth about our heavenly Papa clarifies for all sovereign members of mankind. And freedom will be rebuilt. Never before have so many generational lies been exposed and evil banished forever. I mean, this is it. The Great Awakening is spawning real freedom and awareness of mankind's God-spark power. Great revivals are spreading across the earth as God's Spirit becomes more obvious and powerful to more folks. Brothers and sisters, don't turn on each other. If someone loves Jesus, don't question the way they love Jesus. Don't ridicule. Don't attack. We have to learn to be patient and more broad-minded. Of course, don't let your mind be so broad that your brain falls out. But do be accepting that people are unique, sovereign individuals who are free to express their understanding, no, their comprehending of reality. And it's changing so fast, you're going to have various levels of all this understanding. So don't get full of yourselves. Be loving, be kind, don't get frustrated. I know it's easy enough to become that way, but don't. And the creator of the universe says you are beautiful, wondrously made, and you don't have to listen to anybody who says that you are less than what God says you are. You're the apple of his eye. You're his child. You have a spark of the eternal being within you. And to Papa, what is natural to him appears to be supernatural to us. Or you can reverse that. What we see as supernatural is just what God calls natural, if that helps to make it clearer. But I love you guys. I appreciate. Please give me a comment. Let me know what you think. And give it the old like, subscribe, rumble, follow, whatever channel you happen to be on. And down below this video, there's a link for a free guide so you can make sure you, your loved ones, your family stay strong, has a powerful immune system, stays healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I'd love to just say thanks again, and I'll end this video, which we were talking about the Great Awakening. The patriots during the Revolution They were awakened a lot as well. They were amazingly intellectual people, a lot of them, and a lot of our founding fathers were just amazing. So I'd like to share one of my favorite quotes, maybe a couple, of George Washington, who was just so loving towards God and the people of this, at the time, brand new nation, blossoming, wonderful, God-filled, blessed because of it, these United States of America. One thing he said, I think this was maybe in a letter to his son, but it might have been in one of his speeches. It is impossible to govern a nation without God and the Bible. Think about that. How many presidents even mention the Bible, let alone actually read it all the time? I mean, he could quote it inside and out. Here's another one. Your love of liberty, your respect for the laws, your habits of industry, and your practice of the moral and religious obligations are the strongest claims to national and individual happiness. Quite good. Quite good. I'll read it again. Your love of liberty, your respect for the laws, your habits of industry, which means hard work, honest work, and your practice of the moral and religious obligations are the strongest claims to national and individual happiness. See, that's what the Constitution is about. You pursuing your personal definition of and happiness, moral and religious obligations. You're free to pursue your happiness, and your welfare should be protected. And that means your ability to maintain your wellness should be protected by the government. That does not mean handouts for everybody. And you must be very beware of anyone that would twist those amazing leaders' words in the Constitution, which is strongly based on God's law, which I just talked about yesterday in that video. Go check that one out about the Ten Commandments and the laws and and how they go together with the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. It's Judeo-Christian values. That's what gave us such a powerful blessing, so that our cups ran over with the blessing, and we've shared it with the rest of the world. But it shouldn't be through the government. It should be through our heartfelt assistance, individually, through the corporate Jesus body, which is the church. We could organize, and we do organize that way. But the government isn't supposed to be handing out any tax money. It's supposed to be just for the United States, for defense of our borders. And it's the one thing that half the politicians don't bother with. The one thing they're supposed to do. See how twisted it is? We need to restore our Constitution, and we need to devolve the federal government and a lot of state governments. I mean, you could get by with about 1/10 of those overpaid professional lifetime politicians. It was never supposed to be that way. George Washington wasn't like that. Ben Franklin wasn't like that. Thomas Jefferson wasn't like that. The two Adams presidents weren't like that. Samuel Adams wasn't like that. James Monroe wasn't like that. And later on, Andrew Jackson. No, they were not professional politicians. They didn't, enrich themselves through that. That came later. And they actually warned us about that, about not having a professional political class. That's why they kept their pay low back then. It was pretty much a stipend. You were doing like volunteer work, and then they'd sort of like pay if you had to rent, an apartment or something while you were in Washington, or when you were in New York, I think or Philly, depending, during the Revolution or whatever. So most of these people just paid their own way, like Donald Trump did, donating his pay to good causes. So that's it. That's good. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk soon. Thanks again. Love ya. Can I get that going again? I don't think so. Here we go. Well, George is very happy today. Remember, be filled with joy. It pisses off the liars. See you tomorrow. Thank you, George. We love you.